All right, guys, welcome back. I wanted to just do a real estate audit on South Rosarito. A lot of people have been reaching out and asking about this particular area, and I wanted to kind of dive into this area to kind of talk about some of the differences between this South Rosarito area and Rosarito, and then all the way to the Playas de Tijuana area, because these areas are vastly different. They offer a variety of different things for different people in terms of their interest, price points, and things like that. So first and foremost, we're not in the Rosarito area, even though technically we are still in Playas de Rosarito. We are on the south side of Playas de Rosarito. The reason I chose to kind of showcase this area and talk about it is because Playas de Rosarito is nice. You can find good places there. You know, we're going to be doing updates there as well. The thing with that particular area is it's a little bit rustic. It's a little bit rural, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it does come with little pockets of traffic and congestion around like the Walmart area. People are familiar, kind of the main drag on the weekends will get very congested in the summer times and things like that from people coming down into California and things like that. Now during the week you're good, but moving into the weekend it can get a bit congested and crowded, which is why I prefer the South Rosarito area. Now I want you guys to think about this. If you're thinking about moving down here, you're going to be about 30 to 45 minutes south of Tijuana. You're going to be going down the either two ways to get here. You can go down the Tijuana Libre, or you can go down the Mexican 1D, which is the toll road that goes all the way down to Rosarito and Ensenada. And then also, kind of the reason I chose this area is because, for one, if you're going to be that far away from the U.S. border, you're not going to be crossing every day for work. This is going to give you the rustic feel of Playas del Rosarito, but without all the congestion, without all the traffic, without all the, you know, all the things that come with Rosarito being a fairly large city in terms of population density. So you're going to be down here, you're going to be south of all that. Your prices are going to be better than if you were in Playas de Tijuana. Obviously, you're farther from the border, right? So the farther you get away from the border, prices are going to fall off. The food costs are going to be a little bit cheaper. You're going to notice when you go into Walmart or Cali Max, the prices are going to be a little bit cheaper than Tijuana and Playas de Tijuana. So this area also, the prices being cheaper, this carries over into the real estate sector, where you can basically get a little bit more bang for your buck. Now, obviously, the prices do range. We also see a lot of Mexican nationals and Americans that own property down here try to really mark up the prices and, you know, cater to Americans and really try to pull those prices up. But everything's negotiable. And this area, you kind of got to watch out, because a lot of the prices are overpriced. You can get a 1 to 2 bedroom in South Rosarito for around 500 USD. Now, these are going to be older places, obviously not right on the beach. We're not going to be right on the beach with these type properties. When you start going to the beach with some of the newer condo developments and things like that, they're going to be ranging between about 12 to 1700 US. But these are going to be right on the water. You're going to have ocean access. You're going to have, you know, a pool. It's going to look like you're on vacation 365 days out of the year. But you're going to pay a little bit more of a premium. You're going to be going up to that $1,400, $1,600 range, $1,200 range, depending on how new the development is, all the way upwards to 2,000 and 3,000 US. Now, again, why I chose this particular area compared to the busy hustling bustle of Rosarito, kind of near the Walmart, near the shopping center and all that area right there, is because this is where a lot of Americans choose to reside in this area, going down to Portola and, you know, south of here, El Descanso, down all the way to Ensenada. So this area I like a lot. For one, you don't have a lot of, how do I say this? You don't have a lot of that water issue. Remember, people were asking me about the water here on the channel, that sewage runoff issue that can kind of spotty here to Tijuana all the way down to Rosarito. You don't have that down here. When you get down to South Rosarito, the water quality, if you're somebody that like wants to get in the water all the time and surf and all these things, you're really going to kind of bypass a lot of those issues that you would get with the current pushing everything north from Rosarito and Playas de Tijuana, where you do have water issues, you have infrastructure issues, you have sewage runoff into the ocean. That is not going to be as prevalent down here. So people that were asking, you know, that's been a big comment and topic of concern on the channel is, can I get in the water? I want to get in the water, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can get in the water down here. It's a lot, you know, you're literally, you're south of Rosarito, several kilometers, and you know, you're not going to have that same issue. One thing that you know, these are all the pros of this South Rosarito area. Going into the cons, obviously, you're going to have the distance between you and the U.S. border. You know, for some people that are crossing every single day, this area is probably going to be a little bit farther than you want to go. I mean, like I said, you're about 45 minutes into Mexico. You know, maybe 35 if you're going 100 miles an hour, like I see some people doing on the toll road. But if you work remote, or you know, you have to cross once or twice a week for like a, you know, an appointment or something like that, I would actually say that this particular area, the south of Rosarito area, all the way down to, you know, Baja Mar, Ensenadas, El Descanso, Porpetola, all those areas are going to be kind of a lot more catering to that real rustic California Baja feel that a lot of people like me enjoy. Some of the most beautiful beaches in the entire world are from here all the way down to Ensenada. So just kind of keep that in mind. I wouldn't recommend this area if you got to go cross the border at 6 a.m., even if you got Sentri, even if you got any of these programs. People do it. There's people at my work that live all the way down here that commute to work from South Rosarito. And, you know, they do this a couple times a week. But again, you're about 35 to 45 minutes south of Tijuana. So just kind of keep that in mind for logistical purposes, that you're farther into Mexico. So it's going to be kind of one con. One of the other cons down here is the infrastructure is not really as built up as Playas de Tijuana or Tijuana. Now that comes with, like I said, some benefits as well. There's the population density down here is much less than Playas de Rosarito or Playas de Tijuana, and you basically are getting, you know, it is very quiet down here. I mean, like if I'm not talking, is very quiet. There's not a lot of sound, and I'm right next to the main road that runs south all the way parallel to the 1D, which is the toll road. So it's going to be very quiet down here, very relaxed, very stress-free. But again, some of the infrastructure stuff is not going to be as prominent as you would get in Tijuana or Playas de Tijuana. So other than that, cons, I mean, you know, I would say if you're renting, you definitely want to get a place with a gym, a sauna, or all these things that you like in-house, which a lot of them do have these things. That way you're kind of just in your unit, your bunker, right? You're not really having to leave other than maybe to get groceries or things like that. And you really feel like you're on a 5-star resort right on the water for under, you know, $1,500 a month, all included. So not a lot of places you can get that. Nowhere in California can you get that. So just kind of keep in mind that this is kind of the area south of Playas de Rosarito, and you're going to get a lot of the benefits of being south of Playas de Rosarito because you're going to get to maximize that beach lifestyle. You know, you're going to have that Mediterranean off the coast weather. You know, the mild summers. And, you know, the prices are going to range you. Like I said, you can find a place down here for 2-bedroom for $500. I've seen them. You can also find them high as over $3,000 US for some, you know, 4 or 5-bedroom penthouse condo. So, I mean, the prices do range, but I would say, you know, generally speaking, you could probably find a really nice place for around the $1,200 range. 2, maybe even a 3-bedroom right on the water. And, you know, if you're open to maybe going into a little bit of an older home, you know, I'm not saying outdated or dilapidated. I'm just saying a little older, maybe built in the early 90s, mid 90s. You could probably maybe even find it around $1,000, you know, somewhere around that $1,050 range. So we're going to keep walking here. I'm going to show you some other areas. We're going to go down towards Porpetola and Portola. Did I say that right? You guys let me know. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.